Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, we are hopping back into Star Wars Battlefront 2, and thanks to EA flying me out to Gamescom, giving me hotel and all that jazz, and giving me access early to Battlefront 2, and sweet mama do I got some stuff to talk about, and I am very excited. So what you're seeing here is the return of Space Battles. Space Battles is back in Battlefront 2, and it is amazing and better than ever. So what you're going to be seeing, at least in this Space Battle, is that it's kind of a class-based system where there are multiple classes. So out of the ships available, the normal ships, you have the TIE Fighter, TIE Interceptor, TIE Bomber, which I am using because I use the most and I had the best gameplay with because I just thought it was the best. Then on the Rebel side, you have the A-Wing, X-Wing, and the Y-Wing, along with some hero ships we'll be talking about a little bit later. But that is how it's going to be working, and there are multiple phases in this assault. So here you are seeing Phase 1, where our job as an Imperial is to protect some of our defenses, our Imperial defenses, which are a couple of ships flying by. The enemy's perspective, or not their perspective, their goal is to try and take those things out, and they're going to be utilizing, they're going to be sending in even potentially a couple of their cruisers. I forget what the exact thing is, but you guys will see what they are. It's some rebel ships that we as Imperials can also take down. They have a set amount of tickets every time we kill one of them. They lose a ticket every time we destroy one of their like bigger ships coming in, which is not player controlled, unfortunately. That would be freaking dope though. They lose right around 10 tickets, and there at the top you can also see the percentage on our defenses. We have 2 ships, each one accounts for right about 50%, and what we're going to be doing is trying to follow the chronology of this and follow the space battle, but as we follow it, I'm also going to be trying to show off a couple of things to you guys. Anyway, so in regards to the TIE Bomber, which is the class that I am using, it comes with 3 abilities. Most classes do come with multiple abilities. You can see in my lower right-hand corner, I have one of my abilities. I believe it's the R1 or something like that. I don't remember the exact buttons, and I can't see them because my monitor on my laptop is not the best. But one of the things I have is lock-on missiles. If I'm following someone for long enough, I can actually start locking on, send some guided missiles their way. The other thing I have over there on the left is a counter defense measure. So if someone sends a missile at me and I get this notification, yo, missile coming at you, I could just be like, whoa, I'm gonna do my countermeasure. It's kind of like flares from Battlefield, where it drops flares and I can't be destroyed. And that third ability is a barrage. It's like 3 different guided missiles that get sent, but that one takes a little bit longer to recharge, so I can't really use it as much. Anyways, here is something else. There are hero ships in this game. If you guys remember Battlefront 2, the video I had before, there are some different heroes you could play as. And the same thing goes for Space Battles. So what happens is you can accumulate points, and then one person at a time can be one of these hero ships. And these ships, at least in this battle, that are available are the black one, the SCIMITAR, which I'm flying right now. The SCIMITAR, by the way, is Darth Maul's ship, which is absolutely dope. The black one, which is the one that Poe flies, the stormtrooper who, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the stormtrooper from The Force Awakens, the episode 7. Hopefully I didn't mix up the titles. Then the Rebels also have access to the Millennium Falcon, the iconic ship of the Star Wars franchise. And the last ship that us as Imperials have access to is the Slave One, Boba Fett's beloved and epic spaceship. Space cruise, not a cruiser. It's definitely still a ship. There, unfortunately, I did fly out and kind of end myself, but I was able to get some more SCIMITAR gameplay other than that, so it could have been worse, and I'm pretty happy playing as the SCIMITAR anyways. So the SCIMITAR is amazing for a couple of abilities. Its ultimate ability / special ability that takes even longer to recharge. What that does, it freaking cloaks you. You become invisible. It is so dope, and its main weapon is so powerful that honestly, it's not even like, look at that. I think I just crashed through that man a little bit. Unfortunately, I kind of derp out a little bit somewhere here in my controls and also end up crashing. Look at that. Took him out, but he also kind of knocked me off course, which did not help. But in terms of those abilities that I was talking about, the one that you get for hitting both bumpers, or I think it's bumpers, yeah, both bumpers together, that ultimate ability, longer recharge, is cloaking. You get cloaked for a couple seconds, you can still be shot at, but you will not be seen. However, there is the one caveat where I think if you're like on fire or your ship's damaged, they might see the smoke coming from behind you. And also, as soon as you come out of it, as soon as you come out of the cloak, I think you get an attack boost, a damage boost for just a little bit. And along with that, the left ability is this thing called Target Lock. What I'm guessing that does, it just makes it a little bit easier for you to lock on, and you don't have to spend as much time. I didn't actually end up using it though, so don't quote me when I say anything regarding the left ability. And then the right ability is some guided missiles. So yeah, the Scimitar is pretty dope. Honestly, it was my favorite hero ship that I played with, mainly because those blasters, its normal blasters, are amazing. Now the next ship that I got some gameplay of, definitely not as good with the Scimitar, just out of personal preference, was the Slave One. So what the Slave One has for its left ability is some guided missiles. This again is the ship of Boba Fett. His ultimate ability that you get, that is the longer recharge, is actually this insane time bomb. I never get around to using it because I just never got into a situation where it happens, but pretty much what happens is you kind of lay an egg. No, I'm kidding. You kind of like drop a bomb slash a landmine, and in a couple seconds what happens is everything just goes silent, and everyone's like, what's going on? And then boom, ginormous explosion that wipes people out. I didn't get any good clips of that, but a couple of my friends got insane like multi-kills with it, and it was absolutely filthy. So the Slave One is pretty awesome. And the right ability, I'm not 100% sure what that was, but it was called the Concussion Missile. So it's another sort of missile that you can send, and I'm guessing since it's concussion, it probably like dazes it, kind of like maybe destroys some, not destroys, but kind of maybe disables someone's abilities or something like that. Or I don't know, do not take my word for it. Like I said, I did not use it, but it is called the Concussion Missile, and I'm just kind of making some somewhat educated guesses from the name of that. So this one, the Slave One, has a huge combination of different missiles between the guided missiles and the Concussion Missile, along with an awesome thing if you're getting chased. That's where the seismic charge is amazing. If you are getting chased, you can just drop it right behind you, and the poo-poo will come out. Everyone will just get pooped on if a couple people are chasing you, because as hero ships, most of these hero ships also have more health, so it's a lot higher priority target. A lot more people are trying to get you, a lot more people are trying to take you out. So if there's a bunch of people on your butt, you drop that time bomb, you time it right, there will be a multi-kill coming your way. And also, I am a derpy driver at times. Just a little bit earlier when I was not the best, to be completely fair. I was definitely not the best at this point in time. But I did get better, and some of my maneuvering got better as well. So next up here, this is Phase 2. I'll talk about some of the Rebel ships in a little bit here, but this is Phase 2 of the space battle. What happens is that once the little two ships flying around are destroyed, it is time to protect the shield projectors. These are the shields that are supposedly protecting the third phase, and that was awesome. Well, it wasn't awesome because I died, but that dude just crashed into me, which was always cool. The thing is about, I think hero ships usually can withstand something crashing into it since they are tougher, so that does make for some pretty awesome moments. But back to what this phase is, what it is that there is an alleyway slash a tunnel that you are going to have to go through. And in that tunnel slash alleyway, there are 4 different shield projectors that you have to slowly take out. That's where you can see the percentage. Why at the top there is 100%. Right now it's at 19 because they are slowly taking it out. But like I was saying, the enemy is going to be able to go in, do some strafe runs on there, and there is an added component that the rebels do get, is that they get an AI Y-wing bomber squad. So these bombers, I actually focused on hitting them a lot. So sometimes I ended up with pretty low kill games, but at the end of the day, I felt like I was really helping the team out with objectives and whatnot, because what I was doing is focusing on those Y-wings, because they can kind of run through the tunnel and they can do some pretty big damage, especially given that they're just an extra team of AI that are built to destroy those shield projectors. And like I said, they're Y-wings, they're AI. You get the notification on the screen whenever they get in range. You will get, like, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's this red circle that pretty much tells you, hey, high priority target right here, this is the objective, take these things out. The enemy, though, you don't need the Y-wings to take out the shield projectors. They are insanely helpful just because they're added hands, but you can do some pretty good damage, especially if you start going in with some of those rebels hero classes. They can really start dishing out a good amount of that damage. Now, once they do destroy it, as they literally just did here, what happens is in between these phases, there's kind of like, I think, a little 20-second cooldown where your goal is to, okay, I'll take out some people and all that stuff and just kind of chill and await orders, kind of like you guys saw in the last Battlefront video, Battlefront gameplay video, if you were around for that. And another thing that happens too is in between these phases, the tickets do respawn slash re-up. Not for the rebels though. Between stage 1 and 2, if you defeat stage 1, I believe the rebels do get a boost of maybe like 100 troops or something. But after phase 2, what you have left is what you have left. So the tickets, they do get replenished a little bit, But for the most part, you do have to work with what you have, and those tickets are your lifeblood. As soon as they go out, you lose, so you want to keep them in check. There are also some of these turrets, kind of the thing that I just kind of looked at. Those are some of those turrets, and there's also turrets on the Imperial Star Destroyers. They're just AI that just kind of passively shoot at the enemy. They're not gonna be like, oh my god, these turrets are so OP. Like, I would not call them OP. You can take them down. They're not super hard to take down because they don't dish out a ton of damage to you unless you're like trying to get killed by them. And if anything, they can be like a small nuisance. It's like a mosquito bite where it's like, oh, come on, mosquito. That was the time bomb I was talking about earlier too. The silence that happens, it is so freaking cool. And as soon as that silence happens, you're just like, oh god, people are about to die. What's going on? I hope it's not me. Don't let me die. Ah! But yeah, for the most part, you're going to be finding some of those kind of like AI passive targeting things. That thing I was shooting at was kind of like the Rebel AI ship I was talking about. First person mode is a thing in this game, and this right here is actually the Rebel perspective of what going through the tunnel and shooting at the shield projectors looks like. Here you can see some of my X-Wing gameplay. The X-Wing's ultimate ability is to fire all 4 blasters at once. Its left ability is for a repair droid, just do some repairs, and then its right ability, I believe, is actually some sort of guided missile or something like that. But the thing that really makes me like the Imperials more than the Rebels is the fact that a lot of the Imperial ships are outfitted with missile counter defenses. On the other hand, a lot of the Rebels are fitted with repairs against that. So I like missile counter defenses because a lot of times missiles are pretty powerful, and if you're weakened, they will take you out. Anyways, back to the hero ship. Here we have the black one, Poe's ship from episode 7, and this thing is freaking awesome, more so for its ability. I didn't like it as much as the other ones, but I was doing pretty solid with it. So on the left, what it gets is BB-8. It gets a special repair droid. It gets BB-8 from the movie, and what it does is, well, just repairs you for the most part. Its special ability is kind of this like sonar pulse thing that happens. So this, what it's able to do is it scans around the area and it will mark enemy ships, I think with like a red outline, or it'll somehow mark them so it's super easy for your teammates and allies to see them. Along with that, I think it passively, if something's like in the range of the pulse, it does a little bit of damage as well, because I swear I got some notifications at some point saying like, oh, it did some damage. I'm like, whoa, no way, that's really cool. And then at the end of it, you do also have the missiles that it comes with, and missiles are a huge part of dogfighting in this game because missiles do awesome damage. Also, I don't think I explained this part yet actually, but this is the scimitar, by the way, and it's cloaking. That's the smoke I mentioned, where the smoke, you know, you can follow it pretty well and you can take it out, but once cloaked, it does, the cloaking of the scimitar is kind of its missile defense system where you can't really walk onto it or anything like that. Now, super unfortunately, I did not get a chance to get any gameplay with the Millennium Falcon, which is so sad because that was like the most iconic ship in the game. So my sincerest of apologies to you guys for that. But from what I don't know anything about its abilities or anything because I had zero chance to play around with it, so apologies there. But in terms of what Phase 3 is doing here, you guys, this is what happens, is that there are these 4 couplings, however the hell you pronounce it, that pretty much provide power to the Imperial Star Destroyer that they're connected to. So the objective of the Rebels is to take out these 4 couplings. After they are taken out, you get a 30-second span of time, and in that 30-second span of time, you're supposed to attack this generator on the underside of the Imperial Star Destroyer. That generator can only be attacked when all 4 couplings are destroyed. After that 30-second window, the couplings go back down. So you need to destroy the generator and do enough damage to it. And it is pretty hard to do in one run. A lot of times it will take multiple runs. And the problem with that is that for a multiple run, you have to destroy all 4 couplings again, and you have to go back down under. And it takes quite a bit of time. And time is something you do not have the most of as a rebel. Maybe you have time if, you know, everyone's running around like pansies, but you don't have lives. And lives are the lifeblood of this game mode for the Rebels. And if you run out of lives, there, as you guys can see, you got that timer there, and you're able to do some damage. And at this point, pretty much what everyone should be doing, everyone should be focusing on that, and everyone should be sending every special ability and everything that it has at it. Now, a small little thing I noticed with the couplings is that, you guys can't see this yet, you'll see it in a little bit, but what happens with the couplings is that and actually with the shield generator as well, but you guys can see that the little hexagon starts red, but after you start shooting it, it turns to yellow. So I think when it's red, what happens is the red is kind of like a miniature, like mini shield for it. So if you send like very powerful things at it, that shield will absorb it. So you need like constant fire at it. Maybe if you're about to send in like a super missile barrage, soften it up with some lasers at first. And the same thing goes for a lot of the defenses actually, is that it's not pure damage, but it does have that small shield associated with it. Like right there, you can see when I start shooting at it, it turns yellow. When I stop, it stops. When I start shooting at it, it turns yellow. Right there, it's red. Gonna start shooting at it, turns yellow, and then it slowly kind of starts to regenerate around that. Now, maybe that's just a graphical thing, but to me, it seemed like maybe it would be something that kind of protects them. But here we're going to be going through this, and this is actually going to be a victory run right down to the wire. We're able to come out with the dub, and you guys are going to be able to see the cutscene for the Rebels, and then I also show off what it's like if the Imperials win, because there are different cutscenes, which is pretty cool, because it makes it like, I don't know, cutscenes in a multiplayer game like this kind of makes it feel like the game is kind of like a miniature story. But along with that, what I want to ask you guys very quickly as I end off this video is let me know in the comment section what your favorite ship was that I was playing with today, and along with that, let me know what you think of Space Battles so far. That's going to wrap it up me. Thank you guys all the time for watching. Have a fan-freaking-tastic day.
With that Star Destroyer gone, we've loosened the Empire's grip on this entire system.
The rebel numbers grow thin. Use this moment. Annihilate them completely. I'm taking fire! Excellent work. Their assault has failed. The rebels will think twice before daring to attack these yards